High five. Rubicon, Trail Race, Wrangler Unlimited, Dr. Thor. Why, though, are we working on your rig today with that amazing intro? You're going to be blown away by that.
I have no words.
No. Perfect. It's a man of many words. Not really, though. But what are we doing here today? Because it has to do with the transmission, and you're going to want to know how we're doing this.
We're going to service the transmission, which basically means you drain it, pull the pan, change the filter, and then this particular transmission has an electrical adapter seal that we're also going to be replacing at the same time, because why wouldn't you replace everything that might leak?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did that on the Raptor too, but we broke it first, but then we fixed it. But we've learned from that. So this will be cool. Okay, walk us through what the heck we're doing, and then we're going to get to work.
Well,
why is there valves and springs on that?
Because this is how Mercedes apparently packages their stuff.
Mercedes, you say?
It's referred to, most of us, as a NAG 1.
Why is it that?
I don't know how it got that designation, but it's a 5-speed automatic that Chrysler used, well, Mercedes used, in bunches of vehicles.
I like it.
And so that's what this one happens to have. And so while I was buying filters and other components, I wanted to get OEM stuff.
Totally.
And so this is a Mercedes filter.
Ooh, wow, that's
made in Germany.
Better. No, I'm only joking. I mean, maybe, but that not necessarily just because. Okay, cool. All right, so we got filter.
And we've got the actual power connector adapter seal. It's got 2 O-rings on it.
Yep.
So it keeps it's got a computer in the transmission, and it's supposed to keep the fluid in the transmission, but also away from the computer.
I like it. Let's talk about what's roughly cost on this.
I don't remember.
Okay, exactly. So don't worry about the cost on that. You have to look it up. What's the cost on this? You remember that?
Don't remember.
Okay. Look them up, people.
It changes daily, probably, and I always look for the best deal.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I got them both from eBay. This one was, I think this one's usually 30-ish, but you can pay way more for it if you aren't careful.
If you're not careful. Okay, good.
And this one, I think, is the same.
About the same. Not bad.
If I remember correctly.
Okay, cool.
And then, I don't have it out here right now. I'll grab it in a sec. But I actually have an aftermarket pan for this. And we'll look at the pans later in the video, and you'll see why I want to go with a different pan.
I like it. If you haven't noticed around here, there's a certain theme. What is the connection? Huh?
They're all awesome.
They're all awesome. That's it. Except for that over there. I mean, oh, I totally set myself up. I didn't just show you. I didn't just say that and then show you the rest. I wasn't trying to say that the exception is the Raptor. I'm trying to say the exception is the theme. But Tom's like, they're all awesome. And then I'm like, except that one over there.
That's what I heard.
Depends on the day, yeah.
We're going to use the suckerizer. This is the return of the suckerizer.
Return of the suckerizer. Wait till you see what the suckerizer is. It's awesome.
We've used it on the channel before, but it's returning. And this time it means business.
This time it's serious. I like that this time.
So, in any case, the engine, I'm going, well, let's go this way since the Jeep's this way. This is the front of the Jeep.
Yep.
The engine and transmission and transfer case are kind of all at an angle like this.
They're already popping wheelie.
And so the transmission pan is at an angle like this. And so I'm just going to jack it up a little bit so more of the fluid goes to the front of the pan. So the suckerizer, which is going to be right here on the front of the pan, gets
a full amount.
As much fluid out as we can from the top. That way when we take the bolts out and try to lower the pan, we don't get a huge bath,
it's not.
I hope.
Exactly. So check this out. Let me show you. So if you look under here, you can kind of see, hopefully, maybe it's hard to see on the video, but compared to the frame, you see how that's at an angle even compared to the frame? Maybe it's hard to tell. It's at an angle. Trust us, it's at an angle. Pretty darn noticeable, really. Okay, all right, cool. Let's crank that sucker up.
So we put a chock behind the tire.
Chock that sucker, just like an airplane.
Does that keep airplanes from taking off when you don't want them to?
Yeah, it does, in the wind.
Oh.
That's actually pretty high, but that does put the engine, as you say, in a more level position.
Right, before we started it was kind of like this, and now it's
actually even almost still angled back. That's crazy. That's at a pretty steep angle.
Yeah.
An angle of descent.
So this right here is the dipstick for the transmission.
Yep, that's the blowhole.
I'll pull it out and put it aside for a moment.
And now you get to see, hey, sun's out. Wow.
Yep.
What's happening up here in upstate Idaho? What is that? Okay, back to the suckerizer, the star of part of the show. Look at this baby. Looks like a mad scientist contraption. What the heck is this? How's this work?
So there's two ways you can use it, and I only use it with the hand pump, but you can actually hook up a valve to run it with the air compressor, but I'm too lazy to install the valve, which means I do more work.
You just got to pump up a suction, a vacuum. You got to create a vacuum, so it pulls with one of these little rods that you slide down that hole. Oh, look, it's already pumping. Is that pumping in that direction? It's just stuff that was, just fluid that was in the line. I gotcha.
So I'm going to choose this one because it appears to be the longest.
Choose an extension.
And then we can put it down the hole.
Bombs away.
And you got to kind of give it a little bit of oomph.
Because it's curved.
And I've already compared this to the dipstick that I pulled out and know that it's long enough. And it goes down until it kind of bumps the bottom of the pan. You can feel it bottoming out there.
Okay,
so,
dude, that doesn't leave much room. That is
no,
close.
And then you can pull it back up just like a tiny bit to make sure it's not sealed against the bottom of the pan.
Then
take this baby.
Oh wow, you got an. Oh man, if that fits, that's wow. That's built for that.
Of course it fits.
It's a suckerizer bumper accessory.
There's some O-rings here, hooked up.
Just pops in place.
Yep, just pops on. Get it where I want it.
Down. Okay.
Then should be able to.
So as you're, let me turn to where you can see me. As you're pumping this, it's going to start sucking, but it also creates a vacuum. So once you get enough of the vacuum, you can sort of stop pumping.
Yeah,
and
it
it'll
creates
keep
a
going.
vacuum in this chamber here, and then there's a valve here. We'll see it start doing something or not, and then we'll change the valve direction.
That's right. Then we'll know. Sounds like a blowhole whale.
Oh, look, Jake, you're missing it.
Oh, totally. I was looking over here. Look at there goes. Oh, it's just making its way in the world today. And there we go. And we keep doing this till we're about full. That's pretty dang. But look, he stopped pumping and it's still sucking. Hence the name, suckerizer. Oh, we are getting bubbles. Holy cow, fast moving bubbles. Which
So
means
we're getting close to the end.
yeah. And we've just been standing here chilling, talking,
We didn't get any
waiting for the
dirtier,
sun. No, we didn't get any dirtier.
But look here,
Oh, look at how much is in there.
it's coming up on 4 quarts.
Which is 4-quart system.
That's what we're expecting us for. If we get more, then I'm not going to complain.
No. It's moving quick with the bubbles now. Man, and all that doesn't have to come out from the pan side. I think that is tremendous.
I'm not going to say we're not going to make a mess.
No, but I mean, there's that much less of a mess. I mean, I guess you could drain from the pan side too, some, but I don't know.
If we were Yoshi Boshi,
What would he do?
he would drop the pan while he's trying to pull it while it's still full of fluid
That'd
under
be-
his truck, and then his video goes beep, 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 beep. For some reason. Must have been a technical difficulty.
It was warning. This is a bad idea. So you think maybe in a little bit more angle, huh?
I figured, it's like the jack's already here.
Good point. Now we can see how much of a rake we actually want to permanently install in the Jeep.
Just jack the Jeep up in the back.
Yeah, just that much. Oh wow, look. That slowed it way down, which means it's pulling more, I think. Or is it?
Or it's more empty, I'm not sure.
I can't tell. There's some big bubble space there, but it almost looks like it's pulling more now. It is. It's all contained. Isn't that nice? It's just all right there. We never even had to touch a drop of it. Now
It's almost exactly at 4 quarts, which is what's expected in the pan.
Yep. We'll pull that sucker out of there, and we move on to the next slide. Oh man, it sounds like the dentist. Sounded like a Slurpee at first, but now it sounds like the dentist. Oh, but hey, that was, wow, that's like, and then drain the hose. That's so nice. Sometimes we buy products and they're great, or you only use them once, or you think, like Dr. was saying, wait, will you ever use it again? And now that you have that, you didn't buy it for that, right?
Well, I bought it when we couldn't get the drain plug off of my wife's Cherokee.
Yeah.
We sucked the oil out from the top through a dipstick tube.
So it's a good fit for
And
that.
so I thought maybe I'd never use it again. But I mean, it can be used for transmissions if they have dipsticks. It can be used for trying to drain differentials a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. So probably other things too that I'm not even thinking about.
So it's become a sweet tool that you're glad you have.
This is the 3rd time I've used it.
That's a win already. Win. Hey, and we got video on that one if you want to see it too. We could probably link that at the end.
Slow.
Okay. Ooh, nice and slow. Lower this baby down. We just got a little bit of little baby ramps here, just to have a little bit more room. Oh yeah, it's pushing way forward. So stop that, and I'll move these babies. This one needs to go. That side's good.
I don't know if it's going to do us enough. We might have to get the other ramps out, but we'll find out.
We'll find out. It's a couple inches.
See how that one
and
was
then
fast?
Perfect landing.
Make it so putting that skid plate back on will be easier.
Be easier, yeah. That gives it way more actually height than I thought. I mean, there's probably a little bit of pressure on the jack too, but that's good. All right, cool. Don't get dripped on.
You're
getting dang dripped on. So now that we've got the suckerizer done, we're back under the Jeep. What do we got to do here?
So this is the actual transmission pan that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It sounds hollow.
Doesn't sound like there's any fluid in there.
Yeah. So anyway, it itself is held on with 6 bolts. So like this one right here is one of them. I'm not going to actually take it off. I'm checking to make sure I have the right bit. And there's 6 of them. One here, one here, one here, and here. And then there's some others that are way back here. This bolt right here, I believe it's a 10 millimeter. It actually holds a cover on that protects the power connector that goes into the transmission right here.
Oh,
You're going to want to take this and the cover off because it can interfere with getting the pan off. And for us, we're actually replacing that seal unit right here. So
right,
we have to take this off no matter what. But I think you want to take this and its cover off anyway, so it doesn't interfere with getting the pan off.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
I'm going to need to take this little cross member off. And then once we get this off, there are 3, if I remember correctly, bolts right here, here, and here, I think. Or are they back here? Right here, and here, and here, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so this hole, and his hole, there's bolts up in there that actually are nuts that actually hold the back of the transmission to this cross member. And that way we'll be able to actually jack up under the transfer case a little bit to hopefully give ourselves enough space to get at these rear bolts.
Stay tuned and find out.
Yeah.
All right, there we have. Let's do this sucker.
Or
no?
I'm trying to think of the order I should do this so I don't hit myself in the face.
Okay, it didn't drop, but it will as soon as
as soon as I start this one.
Stinking nutcase. Well, that just, that happens. You back it down until the bottom of the drill hits the ground, and then you got it. All right, watch my face. Yeah, that would have been the face. That is what you do not want to have happen. I mean, I guess you don't.
I wouldn't be surprised if some people leave it off.
Yeah, don't leave it off. Put it back on to protect stuff. Somewhere in that vicinity. I'm not sure where you want to jack it up, but there's 3 bolts here. There's 3. Sometimes you see a video of this and people say it's 2, like Dr. Torque was saying. But then they find out it's 3. It is 3. All right, yeah, you're on it. And look at that. It's raising right up. That's awesome. To give you more clearance to get to those bolts like we were talking about. I should probably, no, I guess it's still going. All right, now we take some of those bolts out and we work our way around until we drop the pad. I love it. Okay, so we loosened those 2 back ones up and then we took that plate off. Now you can see what we're talking about. There's the piece we got to get out. Can you see that? We gotta unscrew that and swap it out. Well, not swap it yet. We're gonna get it out. So that's the next step. So it's about a quarter turn or so counterclockwise, and you see how, I hope you can see that, and see how it's pushing it out. It forces itself back out. I'm gonna have to get my other hand, but then you just pull that sucker out. All right, so that's out. You just kind of take it and gently work it out, and then turn it back around, and
doing this
something
basically
falls off, and then yeah, exactly. That's the piece that's out. But there's a bolt, or well, a nut.
There's a bolt.
It is a bolt inside, okay?
Down inside there, and so you need to actually get a ratchet in there and turn it out of there. It's a 7mm. Hopefully I didn't get something that's too long.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if we can get it. So you just, let me show you what you gotta do. You gotta take your extension, you gotta kind of just feel around in there. There's pins, hopefully we'll show you, so don't like jam stuff in, but just like you feel the shaft or whatever that bolt, and then you just kind of pop back over it and it doesn't, like Tom was saying, it doesn't come out all the way, so you just screw until you sort of feel it click the threads or it gets super loose, and then this should, yeah, and there you have it. So see, that's the bolt we're talking about, but I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a bunch of pins in there that will go through those holes, so you're very careful.
Don't bend the pins.
Don't bend the pins. Oh, those are clips holding that on? That's,
yeah.
Wow. So that doesn't go through the pan. You got the big mess pan. So plugs out, bolts are loosened.
Bolts are, yeah, plugs out, bolts are loosened. These are just clips.
Here's where, yeah, I know, that's so weird. That's interesting. And you say we're addressing those.
Yeah, the pan we're putting on does bolt through the pan and into the transmission.
That seems better.
Using these same
These are
holes.
funky, weird. Those are weird. Those are weird, Jeep.
So, that is the one that goes in the front corner. Front passenger side corner, if you care.
Yeah, well, if you're going to put it back, what's on there, that's what you got to put back on. Now you know what they look like. Okay, let's make a mess. Hopefully less, because we suckerized it.
Here comes my wife.
All right, Cherokee out.
I don't hear any rattling.
No, that's right. That's another video. We fix all that rattle on startup with the Baxter Boys, and that's a mess. Did you almost lose that?
I forgot we named them the Baxter Boys.
They are the Baxter Boys.
Go.
Yeah, well, there shouldn't be much in there because we did what we did, but there's going to be some.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. Huzzah. Okay.
Now,
Let's do it.
Tilt this.
And it does it. Now, that would be gushing if we hadn't suckerized it.
Yeah, without the suckerizer, that would have just...
So, that's a win already.
Dumped a bunch of fluid all
But if you don't
over
have a
us.
suckerizer, just be ready. That's why we left the back ones in. Tom was like, let's leave the back ones in. So, if there is some, it pours out. So, all right. Well, that was very, very good. Now, let's take the back ones out, I guess, and get this, drop this pan.
So we have the pan bolts, clips all out.
Yep. And down she comes, ever so gently, and tightly from the exhaust.
Well, the exhaust against the...
Oh man, there's a little bit in there, but very manageable. That was great. That was enough that it didn't slosh out. Wow, that's cool.
And this is the filter. And there's one more thing to pay close attention to, is when you pull the filter, it's gonna gush a little bit.
Yeah, we still got some drainage, so line up your pan and be careful.
This is probably gonna, I hope, shouldn't say this out loud, the messiest part of today.
Yep, okay, there it comes, nice and easy.
Oh,
and beautiful.
It's all over my glove.
Oh, not as beautiful. I thought you did it without a hitch, but that's not so bad. There's a little bit in there. There you have it. Now, we've got to start swapping out parts, but look what's underneath there. Looks like the outside of a Star Wars ship.
So, one other thing about that filter.
Oh, yes?
Is it has an O-ring on it that seals it up into that hole. And you want to make sure this one has the O-ring on it when you pull it.
Oh, boy, yeah. That's a good point. Don't jam the new one back up there with the old one still stuck. That's an excellent tip.
It's pretty captured on this specific filter. It's there.
That's good, but double check. You don't know, weird stuff happens. So Dr. Torque is doing something in addition to just servicing this. He's making a little change on the pan. You saw those little clips we had under there, and you're going to eliminate those.
Yes.
You know?
So I ordered something from High Horse Performance.
Ooh, High Horse.
Because it's a Mopar. They have so much power. You have to order stuff from people like those guys.
Yes. Well, I thought this was from Germany.
So this is from a company called PML.
PML.
And this is the particular part number I got, the NAG1/722.6. That's what the Germans call it, a 722.6. I ordered it in as cast. I didn't pay another $100 or more dollars to have it powder coated.
Yeah, you probably don't need that.
And it's the low profile version, which, as you may have noticed in the video, we had a hard time getting it out from between the transmission and, or the, yeah, the transmission and the exhaust.
Yeah.
So this is the one that's supposed to fit.
Oh, nice, nice. With the gasket.
Gasket. They ship it all protected in cardboard so it doesn't get screwed up.
Oh, really? Oh, look.
And then that is the transmission pan itself. I'm going to get fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's just going up under there.
So Jake's going to like that.
Look at that. What is that, huh?
That is a drain hole.
That is nice addition.
So you can drain it right onto your exhaust.
Yeah,
make sure it's hot when you do it, too.
Yes.
Whatever this thing is, we get, ooh, look, instructions. Colored ones.
Wow.
Or maybe this is propaganda. Oh, I dropped the sticker.
Stickers. You gotta have stickers.
Jake likes them stickers.
Gotta have them stickers. Yeah, this is a nice workbench.
It is. Maybe these are instructions. Oh, instructions.
Also color, though?
Also color.
Okay. Well, we'll decipher the instructions and we'll swap some stuff out. Sweet. All right, so you got the old pan out. And look at that. Now, these are sitting on level surfaces, but that's low profile. Is it about the same as that one? Is it slightly more?
I think it might be slightly more.
Is it thicker?
They make 3 versions of this, and they call this low profile, which is more or less stock capacity. Oh, I see. And then they make one that holds 2.5 quarts more, I think, and then there's one in between somewhere. Gotcha. I don't remember what the numbers are. But
yeah, those are definitely way thicker, so, but it comes with new bolts too. I mean, thicker here, but also deals with a space making up from those. Oh, there's a gasket.
But one thing that really surprises me about that pan is how clean it is inside.
Yeah, that's pretty dang nice.
Usually the magnet is just
on that.
covered with
teeny tiny bits of
and
not
so
much.
This may have not been all that long since it was serviced last.
So we're double cleaning it.
But the fluid was really dark.
Yeah, true.
So I didn't want to trust it.
Nope, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the challenge when you buy something new is you don't exactly know what parts were serviced when, and so I think it's a great idea just to do it, and then you know from this date forward is the service schedule. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Look at that. That's not the kind of gasket I expected. Very nice.
What did you expected?
I don't know, like not a cork one, you know? All right, so very important part to not forget, which Dr. Turk's going to demonstrate for us right now. And that is, put your filter back in.
Don't forget the filter.
Yeah.
Because it is the oil pickup for this unit, and you'll be disappointed.
A little bit of lube on that.
Yeah, put a little of the transmission fluid on there. And you see this little notch here? I think that's the one.
There's a notch on the bottom.
And then there's a tab.
Tab notch.
That needs to go into the notch.
I think not. But it helps you get it all lined up. And you can see it's at a bit of an angle there, too. It's like from the front.
Am I getting it right corner?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it is lined up perfectly perfect. All right. It's lined up perfectly straight to back, I think.
Oh, is it this notch right here?
I think it's that one a little closer to you. There's one closer.
That I can't see?
Yeah, there's like one right
oh,
there.
Yeah, it's hidden behind that boss there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So it is kind of angled. Maybe eventually we'll figure it out. There we go. Okay, so it is angled. It's just somewhat that goes in that slot. Okay, cool.
You want to make sure you wipe down your gasket surface really well. Nice and dry, and I can't reach, so I have to reposition myself.
Yeah, do some cleaning. Ouch. Yep, good restraint.
Well, I didn't really hit it that hard, but
that's good.
Yeah, that was the
how's the proper tune. And then we'll grab that pan and we'll start sliding it under. It'll be awesome. Okay, so we had a little trouble. This pan wouldn't slide past the exhaust. So we've taken this off this side. That side's being kind of a pain to get loose, so I just kind of pulled that down, and now I kind of flex that down, and hopefully we can slide the pan up there that way. But it will require both my hands. So, okay. Yeah, all right. Ready?
You ready?
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now we need to get bolts in.
Yes,
I need to see
okay.
if the gasket's even close to being in the right place anymore.
No, it's not. Do I need to put it? There we go. There we go. That'll give us some. And we can probably put some bolts through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just get a bolt in to hold that. That's a good idea. And then we'll have at least one spot that's
Sort of started.
yeah. Wow, it's like way out on my arms are so worn out from pulling that. It probably looks like I'm being ungentle, but I'm not. Can you get that side? If I hold the pan, like I trade you for a minute, I got the pan.
It's down inside the pan.
Okay, I've got this side. And I'm gonna.
Okay, I have the back one lined up on this side. Can you get the back one lined up on that side?
That's actually lined up across this side.
Down the whole side?
Yep.
Oh. Okay. This back one is...
I'm just gonna kind of hold it that way. You. Yeah, it's just that corner. I don't know. I can try to come over there. No.
So one other possibility is we can put silicone on it.
Try that. Okay, good news is we actually got it up. That took some jiggling and jangling, and that was not much fun. But we got it. Now we're putting these bolts in. If you do get this pan, what size did you say that was?
5 millimeter.
5 millimeter. Hex. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, when you're under a vehicle long enough, things start just getting a little bit weird, a little fuzzy. But there we go. So we're going to finish putting that in, and then we'll tighten some stuff up. Well then, now that you've got these bolts in, and just as Dr. Torque likes to say, just bump them up so they're not tight. Now it's time to torque them until they break. No, not until they break. What is the setting for the...
According to the manufacturer, they say 6 to 8 foot-pounds.
6 to 8 foot-pounds. That's for this pan, so not
for this pan,
necessarily the stock one.
Correct.
Those are weird clampy doos.
Those
anyway.
I think are 108 or something like that, but this one are inch pounds, 108 inch pounds. So it says 6 to 8 foot-pounds. I don't know why they would give us it in foot-pounds because no torque wrenches go down that low, really.
Yeah.
So I have an inch-pound torque wrench here, and I have it set to right around 85 to 90 inch-pounds.
Like it.
And so
we tightened it up. We've also put the plug in the side, and you did that before we put it in. That's another good tip.
Correct.
Probably should do the same thing. You know, just put that sucker in there before you put the pan so you don't lose it. And then next we're going to do the electrical plug. You know, that one that's jammed up in there. So we're moving along, though. This is good. Well, Tom is down there wrestling with this. Let me show you a couple tips. So this is the part that he's got going in there. This piece right here turns independently from this, right? So it locks that actual plug in. So turn it counterclockwise as far as it'll go. See, and then it starts hits that little divot right there. And then it lines up with that portion kind of down. Here's another big tip. See this O-ring right here? There's another one that goes right there. This one does not have it, which means it was still up inside there. So we had to fish it out. So check that, because it would be really sucky if you tried to put another one in and you didn't catch that, and you were doubling up the O-rings or who wouldn't fit. And then those O-rings are tight. That's the trouble we have right now, is you got to really, once you turn this, like you'll feel, see those little grooves? When you slide it in there with, again, this piece about like that, right, the 7 o'clock position, and you're pressing in, you just sort of turn, you'll feel it click. That's when you can put more pressure on it. You might have to get some leverage too. It's a little tough, but we're getting it. Very good news. Dr. Torque's got that plug back in. He's putting the plate on the side. Exhaust is going to slap back down in a second. Look how much we lifted it up here. I thought that was kind of a cool angle because those bolts go all the way down into this. So that's kind of cool. So plug that in, drop this down, and then we put in our oil. It's very exciting. So we're going to lower this sucker down, right?
Already did.
Oh, you already did? They didn't go through.
They didn't go through.
Okay, so that's free, so that wobbles. So I got to just let me feel for the holes, like Where the heck are the holes even at? Oh, they're off. It's like to the side.
Oh, it was to the rear on the one I was looking at, but it may have moved when I just jacked it up.
Yeah, so lower slightly, ever so gently away.
More?
Yeah, more, because it on that side? What's going on? I'm moving this around.
Oh yeah, I see all three of them moving.
Okay.
At least.
Then I guess keep going. There we go. There we go. Now, yes. Okay, beautiful. Let's clamp those down.
That was why I didn't move the jack. It's because I was like, I'm not 100% sure that those went in.
Yeah, that was a good idea. That was very good. Okay, sweet. All right, you got the 3 there. They're the rearward. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna tighten those up. Yep, so you're done with that. And now we just got to put this brace on, and that's 18. So I need to get you an 18.
This brace here.
Yep.
And this brace here.
Oh yeah, we got a skid plate back there. This is on, and this is almost on. All we gotta do is put one more of these in place. Maybe if I can aim for them. Done diddly.
We might be done under here.
Yeah, look at that. That looks nice. And then we put some fluid in, man, and then we got it.
Show people how big of a mess we made on our cardboard.
Yeah, look at that. That's it.
Hardly
a little
nothing.
bit of nothing right there because we suckerized that out. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, y'all.
I'm good at making messes, so
yeah.
For me to not make a huge mess. This thing leaks on the driveway more than that in a couple days anyway.
Did you say you were working on that? Okay, let's get some fluid in it. Moment we've all been waiting for. Time to fill her up.
Carefully-ish.
Carefully-ish. Look at that pretty red. Boy, that looks nice. Look at that.
So, a week ago, I did the suckerizer and refill like this. And so, at that point, I replaced approximately half of the fluid in the transmission.
Oh, right, yes.
And so today, we are doing it again and are replacing approximately half of that fluid. So, that would say we have about a quarter of the original fluid in and 3/4 replaced.
Yep.
And then the filter at the same time.
Yeah.
And then that adapter part for the plug.
For the plug.
With those new O-rings.
Yep. And a new pan, if you didn't say that.
Yeah, a new pan. Yeah, that too.
When you're filling this up, which is the part you've been working for this whole time, you can't just fill it up and check the level, right? You got a couple of steps.
Right. To start with, I'm going to put basically the same amount we took out back in.
Yep, 4 quarts.
4 quarts. And then you start it and run it up to temperature, maybe drive it around a little bit to get it up to temp faster. Get everything circulating and everything. And once it's up to temp, which is I think around 180 degrees or so.
Because valves open up and all kinds of things and moves around.
Well, and the fluid expands too. And so you want to, run it through the gears for sure to get everything, all the passages filled and everything. And then this particular one says right on the dipstick that it's supposed to be checked while running hot in neutral. And some of them are park, some of them are neutral. This one says neutral right on the dipstick.
Yeah, so if you weren't thinking about that, you might sew a parking brake on.
Or a block of wood behind the wheel like I do.
Yeah, that works too.
So, basically this is more or less wrapped up for the actual work of the video.
It is. And now you know all the ins and outs and the challenges of how to get that out. Because a lot of times when you go into these projects and you start going and there's no room for clearance and you can't get it out, it's tough. It's so nice to see somebody else figure it out first and show you those. But now you know if you want to do it, what you face.
Yeah, and this particular pan, well, we can use the suckerizer to suck it out if we need. This pan also has a drain with a big magnet on it. Which
is very nice. Yeah, that drains.
Those neo magnets.
Yep.
Whatever that's pronounced that I always say wrong.
Magnets. Yep.
And so it should collect the gunk. So occasionally you can easily swap out half of the fluid. And then every, I think, 60,000 miles or so, you're supposed to change the filter.
There you go. Have yourself a good rest of the day or evening, depending on what it is for you. Thanks for joining us out here in the chilly, but not snowing right at the moment, upstate Idaho weather. Listen, on behalf of Motors Mischief, Uncle Jake, it's Dr. Torque. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to take you out with the fist bump of friendship. Whoop-ow. Why would you jack up your Jeep if you're changing the transmission fluid?
Why would I jack up my Jeep?
Go. Action.
And then his video goes, beep, 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 beep.
Yep.
That one. That will do nicely. like it's made for this.
What's recording? Well, that's a lovely clip. I bet. Perfect. Get off your high horse, man.
It's not high horse. It's high horsepower performance is what it means.
I don't know if that was filming. It's been filming. I don't know, Joel. I think we've done that. I'm going to call that success.
I don't want to do this again.
Nope. And now we learn we don't want to do it again.
Not soon.
All right, we're done. Yes. That was a couple challenges. And then the FedEx guy shows up late. Oh, well. Better late than never. Hey, I almost forgot to tell you that we got some more stuff on this Jeep that's coming up in the form of grills and headlights and what else? That's probably the next thing.
Front and rear differential services / covers.
Yeah, some cool new covers. So there you have it. Hey, if you want to, if you enjoyed any part of this with help, give us a thumbs up. We super appreciate it. That's how we know it was good or not. And you can ask any questions and we try to do our best to answer them. So that's it.
If they don't like it, they can give us a thumbs up anyway.
Yeah. You can't. Can you still do thumbs down?
I think so.
Go do that too. We don't care.
Whatever.
Whatever you want. Listen, we're out of here. Tune in next time. See what happens with this new project. And then, if you like Jeeps and you haven't, we had a whole new series on your last one.
Yes, you can still watch those.
Yeah, they're still available. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for listening.